Oh. I don't see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
But there's not that many.
But even the people don't realize that.
We're good?
See.
There's not that many. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the morning. Top of the morning to ya. Welcome to the morning show. Last night, very, very, very great. I'm not going to say good. Very great lineup at the Bordel Comedy Club. Very happy. People had fun. We had, the crowd was amazing. A lot of people from France, but they were having a good time.
Shocking.
Very diverse crowd. We had the only thing that we didn't have in the crowd we noticed was the Jews. Odd. We didn't have. When I was bringing up Josh, he was the only Jew in the audience. It was just him, and then he went up and did his set. Only odd thing. Apart from that, everyone else was there.
What?
Yeah, no Jews. No Jews. Very weird. This is strange. Why are you laughing? That's the truth. I ask. I always, and then they get nervous when I ask. They're like, why is he asking? Is he gonna throw us out?
Oh yeah, actually, that's a good observation. They never, no one ever answers.
Yeah, no one ever
It's not about throwing
It's because
out.
of the fucking Germans, bro. They never answer anymore when I ask.
Look, because you single yourself out, you know you're getting blasted for a good 5 minutes.
But you know, I ask aggressively, but I don't do anything. I just know so I could relate. I'd be like, you do this, you do that, you're homosexual. Like, you gotta just know what's happening so you can play with the crowd, make them feel at home. So it was a fun night. It was good. And then tonight we continue the weekly festivities. Wednesday nights at the Third Floor Comedy Club, Comfort Zone, tonight, 8 p.m. It will be streaming live as well for the first time ever, also on Kick. We're setting up. We're going to be streaming on multiple platforms tonight. There's a new Kick. It's called Kick. It is not a mispronounced racial slur.
Is that the dating app?
No, it's for gambling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Josh thinks it'll be cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We're gonna. I don't know. He's a little too excited for this, but we're gonna be streaming
Do
that
Twitch
too.
as well.
We are gonna be doing Twitch as well tonight.
Okay, nice.
It feels like that kind of a show. So that's happening tonight. Get your tickets if you want to come watch us live. We have our panel. We have a guest on the panel. We're gonna be 4 tonight. So we have the panel happening. We got the roast battle championship is being contested again next week at the show that will not be live streamed. You can only watch live for Gigglefest. It's at some other bar. I forgot where they're booking it. You gotta check out on Gigglefest Montreal, gigglefestmtl.com. So that's gonna be a fun show. One time only. You can't. Once you go there, you watch it. That's it. So all the crazy shit's gonna happen next week is only gonna be available for you if you show up live. Yeah. PantelisComedy.com, Patreon.com/Pantelis. The intellectuals are back tomorrow. We only got one of them. The one's back from rehab. The other one from house arrest we still haven't gotten a hold of. The man in front of me, the shore whore, South Shore's very own George Jiggity. What's the news about Chandrizos? Is here to give us the skinny on the news this week.
I missed you. I missed you guys, man. I was excited last week to come because I hadn't come, 2 weeks before that?
Yeah.
It's fucking super busy.
And then what happened last week? You just decided not to show
Dude, I
up.
have no fucking clue. I was preparing on Tuesday, and then at some point I told my wife, man, I'm feeling some chills in my back. I don't know. You know, my throat is a little scratchy. I'm like, it's probably nothing.
You better not have come here to give us the COVID.
Within a couple of hours, dude, I couldn't fucking breathe. I couldn't talk. It was just blocked entirely. It was horrible. Even now, I'm still fighting it a little bit, but I don't think I've ever been through something like this, like an entire fucking week of just pain in the throat.
I hate that.
I feel like I don't know what the fuck it is, but I think maybe because of what we've been doing in our environment, the jabs, the virus, that virus there. I feel like regular colds have gotten tougher, bro. Because I went through something similar back in October. Remember this? End of October.
Dude, it's called the HIV virus.
But you couldn't like.
It wasn't my nose. My nose was fine.
But it was
my throat. It
Yeah.
was just.
It's happened to me. It's the worst.
Insane
And it was horrible.
pain.
You can't even sleep because you can't swallow. It
Yeah,
hurts.
and I speak for a living. It's
But
crazy.
You were completely congested too,
no,
right?
not really. No.
Oh, okay, that's different then.
And like there was mucus that you wanted to get out, but then
It doesn't come out.
It's not that it doesn't come out. Your throat hurts so much you can't even like try and even spit it.
I have a curious mucus question for you guys. I was
Yes.
thinking about talking about this on stage and I keep forgetting. You ever notice how you have to blow your nose? You're ready, like you got to blow your nose. But if you don't take like a soft, like a Kleenex, if you take like a Bounty paper towel, it won't work. You try and it doesn't want to come out, like it's stubborn. But then you take a Kleenex and then you blow your nose. Is that just me?
No, I've done it in like anything.
If I really want to decongest, I need a Kleenex. If I do it with a Bounty or whatever, it's like my body's like, nah, bro, that's weird.
It won't
Really?
happen.
Yeah.
I use
No
brown
go,
paper.
no go.
I use brown paper towels sometimes.
Yeah, but you're a monster.
I've used the brown paper towel. It's a bit tough on the nose, but if that's the only thing around you, dude, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Bro, sometimes I use sandpaper.
That's fantastic.
So what's the news?
That's fantastic.
What kind of propaganda are you spewing today? I was the victim of fake news all week, so I want to hear what you got for
Well,
me.
first, let's start with that because that's fucking hilarious, and that'll lead us into some ridiculousness that's happening with the French language again.
Oh, nice.
But see, let me just set it up for everyone. So Pantelis puts out a picture with you wearing this Quebec jersey. It's
very nice.
The
It's a
hoodie.
sweater.
Super nice shirt.
Yeah, he wanted one too. It was fucking nice.
Super nice shirt, right? And it's a sports company, right? They do sport clothing
It's not a
or
sports
jerseys
company.
or
It's, just,
whatever.
it's like a foundation. They're trying to build like teams to represent Quebec for all like the sports that are not like like ball hockey, badminton.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you know, they have tournaments around the world.
Yeah.
They want to send teams there.
That's cool.
So I said, fuck, you get my $80, bro. Send Quebec out there.
Of course. And then that picture gets reposted by Les Souverainistes du Québec, or I don't know
The
what.
militants, every hardcore extremist group.
Indépendantistes du Québec or whatever, you know? They're like, yeah, Pantelis is with us. And
And then I was like, fuck, wait till they hear me speak French. It's going to be a problem.
no, but see, and we were exchanging the other day on that, and I'm like, and of course it's not true, but we've gotten so accustomed to this as though it's some sort of reality that we're afraid to proudly wave the Quebec flag.
It's just me, baby. I'm the only one proud.
Or wear, Quebec insignia, the fleur de lis.
Yeah.
Because
It's a nice insignia.
It's
It's
super nice,
amazing,
bro.
man. Are
I'm
you
taking
kidding
it
me?
back.
It's amazing.
I'm fucking taking it back, bro. That and the N-word. I'm taking everything back.
they've appropriated it, man, as if it's theirs. Like you can only wear this shit or wave the Quebec flag if you're a separatist. Like Saint Jean Baptiste is all about separatists, and it's
No, I like
horrible.
Saint Jean Baptiste.
I
I
love
was-
it, man. I'd love to fucking party. We've partied at Saint Jean, but it just feels that it's a holiday reserved for separatists, and it's bothered me for so many years.
They do the same thing when I wear the swastika. I'm a hardcore Indian.
That's funny.
No, it was funny. I was like, wait, what? Like once, twice, then people writing me like, you son of a bitch. And I was like, what are you talking about?
You traitor.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that bothers me, man. And
And then last week I had this other crazy lady, bro. This chick that was filming me at like the Olivier
Oh,
show. Was, like,
yeah.
She started posting. She's like, this guy doesn't book women on his English shows. 95% of my shows have women on them. There was 4 shows where they couldn't show up, double bookings. So I don't have that much of a pool of good chicks I could put on. And she's like, this guy refuses to book them. So yesterday, Sarah says like, what? Like I was saying the story. She's like, what the fuck is she talking about? I go, yeah, it was just a nuts thing last week. She was trying to post that. And I was like, this is insane. And then they were posting my commercial from the Rebelle last year. And like, look, he's trying to defend himself in this interview. It's not an interview. It's planned. It's scripted. It's a joke that I put out. I put it out there. It wasn't secretly recorded.
the promo clip.
Yeah. He's trying to defend himself, saying that women aren't funny. It's like, yeah, but that was, I clearly, this is staged. That's not, you're not getting a clip from CNN where they're grilling me. That's me putting, this is written. This is people who wrote this. This is clearly a joke. How do you not understand satire? And then you claim to be part of, I was just shocked. It was the dumbest thing. So then I liked it.
The fact
and then
that you
I think I got them
respond to
mad.
these things is fascinating too.
It was just, dude, I was shocked. I was like, is this bitch fucking crazy? And it was just lunatic stuff. So it made me kind of, I don't know, it just made me kind of realize like, oh, fuck, man, that's what the internet is, just fake news. They just throw random stuff out there. But the Rebelle thing of last year was fucking hilarious. The way they said, look, we caught him here. He's admitting it. He's defending himself. It's like, he put that out there. That is sketch comedy. It's made. It's fake. I'm waiting for them to call Hollywood and be like, listen, you guys got to do something. I saw that Rambo film. Too many of those Asians died. You don't got to kill people for movies. And I'm like, bitch, it's not real. It's not real. So So I was just shocked. I was like, this is crazy.
That was a good time, the Juste pour rire thing, the
But
brainstorming.
it's just how dumb some fucking
You're bringing
people
it
are.
back again this year. I saw the.
Now we're going on tour with it. Yeah. And she got mad at that too. They posted, like, there's not women on this lineup. It's the same lineup as last year. It's like they're going to start going to shows. They're going to be like, I went to see Dave Chappelle. There was no women. It was Dave Chappelle. It's like, yeah, it's Dave. What the fuck are you talking about? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Yeah. And I got the luxury to see her on stage last week. Garbage. Bro, zero
That's
funny.
why she's complaining.
Yeah. So anyways, that's been my week.
She's clinging on to what she barely is, you know.
Oh, it was rough. It was rough. And I didn't know. No one told me. And I found out the next day. If I knew, I would have confronted her. I'd be like, what are you posting stupid shit for? But I didn't know.
And the thing at Les Oliviers.
Yeah, but the videotaping me, you're the one who caught her, like, secretly. That's just creepy. That's whatever. You want to look at me later? Like, whatever. That's fucking weird.
What happened?
She was just like, I was there with my wife. We were taking photos, talking, laughing, doing our stuff. And she was like, creepily, and I wasn't paying attention. He's the one. He's like, yo, should I go tell her to delete that? And I was like, it's probably some crazy fan. Who gives a shit? Like, I didn't think about it twice. And then when I found out it was the same girl that days later was posting about me and like screenshotting my Instagram stories and all that, I was like, now it's creepy. They like to follow me, record my wife, and then then it gets creepy. If it was the reverse, if it was a guy doing that to a girl, it's fucking harassment.
Yeah.
If she does it to me, it's normal.
Maybe she's a fan.
Oh,
No.
She has a weird way of showing it.
She's a hateful fan. But
Yeah.
it was just weird. It was a weird fucking week.
You know, it's fascinating to me because you're in an industry where obviously it's very competitive. And instead of doing what you did, for example, which was to embrace the industry and support other comedians, even though you were an up-and-coming comedian, you see certain people doing the inverse. They fucking hate. They're like, why you?
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck is this guy doing this?
Yeah,
And why
that's
is
how
this guy
she feels.
touring?
Bro, I've
And
been
why is he
fucking-
hosting shows at the Bordel and all these things? You know, it's like, fuck, man, why don't you take...
I've been doing this shit for 13 years.
But besides that, it's just that...
Oh, fuck, 13 years, eh?
13 years, but I started
God
my
damn.
campaigning of podcasting, all that shit in 2010, in October. Like, goddamn, dude.
By the way, John Brodigan
Brought a gun.
dropped 10 big ones in the chat. Pantelis'
a lot of money.
sweater is fly AF! Exclamation
This is,
mark.
This was a gift from the legendary Mike Ward from one of his international travels. He brought it back and said, I think you'll look good in this. And
Hey.
he wasn't wrong. Thank you, Brodigan. I miss Brodigan. Gotta get back down south now that the borders are open.
Speaking of this whole Quebec thing with the flag and
Yes.
the French language thing,
Don't make me send my militants after you.
there's a plan. Hold on. Yeah. So there's a plan.
So what's the news?
Yeah. So that's it. So there's a plan that the government has because obviously we've spoken
no.
about this many times. There's a decline in the French language. We all know why that is happening, and it's not only French language. There's a decline even in English.
Not
because you
enough
have-
blue sweaters.
because you have more and more immigrants coming whose first language at home isn't French. So
Statistically, it's skewed, yeah. I
for
get
sure,
it.
but the obsession the government has to control the language that you speak at home for me is like I don't understand it. It's incomprehensible.
Wait, hold on. Are they saying you can't speak another language at home?
Because the statistics show that the language spoken at home, so the French language is in decline as a language spoken at home. Obviously, we've been taking in I don't know how many immigrants and
Who speak other languages at home, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not only the French language, but even the English language is in decline. In any case, it's
I
something-
never thought that was a problem. I thought at home you could speak whatever you want as long as you're
You
capable.
should be, man. You should be. So anyways, it's an issue now. So the Quebec government obviously has been taking these measures very seriously. I don't know if you guys saw the ad they put out with a falcon.
No. A falcon.
Yeah. It's like those nature shows and the
Hassan,
falcon.
you want to go leave it in the middle and go handle this?
Yeah.
Those like those history or not a history channel, but the nature channel where it's like, and now the falcon in his natural habitat flying above. Like it's done that way, but it's French and they slide in like English words like le faucon. Il est vraiment nice. Puis il vole vraiment high. Puis like stupid shit like this,
Okay.
like little terms
Why?
that to show that the English, the French language is in danger and we don't speak it properly, right?
You made a commercial speaking it properly. This is your fault.
It's a stupid commercial. Some of my friends liked it, but I'm like, dude, there's no way that we're spending money for this shit, Anyway,
God damn it.
so there's a huge movement for the government of Quebec to promote the French language and to do some sort of study on how we can kind of save the language. And
I think I'm the answer, but go on.
in the last budget, they're investing almost $88 million. $88 million
In what?
to inform the public on the decline of the French language. $88 million to put in place campaigns informing people that the French language is in decline, and they're launching.
What do you mean informing? What are people going to do with that information?
By the way, guys, French language is in decline. Okay, fuck you. Do something about it. Like, I
Yeah,
don't,
you sound like a Jehovah's Witness. Here's a pamphlet. I don't care.
yeah. So they're launching this online public committee, if you want. Yeah, it's an online platform as a public consultation. So people will be invited to go online and answer a couple questions and even make suggestions. And that's what they're going to use as a basis to come up with whatever solution. This is ridiculous to me. Can you imagine the garbage that people are going to put online? Think about if you get that link to go online and participate to this online public consultation where you can contribute and give your opinion on why French is in decline and what you think may make it better. Are you really going to take that seriously?
No, I'm going to...
Exactly.
In 10? That's insane. That's not the rule.
Can you hear it though?
Yeah. But did you tell him, like, how do you not know? Tell him, like, I don't. Didn't we have a deal? I didn't see a bill. I'm going to see the bill, actually. Yeah. Don't be aggressive. Just be Poseidon.
No, yeah.
Which is aggressive.
No, he's been.
So
he's
yeah,
been on the con.
so you're not going to take that seriously. Obviously, you're going to write a bunch of bullshit. In any case, I think it's a lot of money. I feel like we have a lot of institutions in place that are mandated to look at the French language. Not to mention that l'Office de la langue française saw its budget almost double.
This is such a waste of money,
isn't it? Isn't it? Meanwhile, you have all these other things that are, considered emergencies. Our healthcare system is fucking crumbling. But let's give $88 million for an online campaign to see what's wrong with the French language.
I was driving last night. I got home after shows. I had to go pick up my dog. It was being babysat by my mom. So I brought my dog home. And then I realized, oh shit, I don't have any contact solution. So I had to leave again to go to the 24-hour pharmacy in Côte des Neiges. And I don't know why. I was driving. Maybe it was the weather, whatever. I was driving and thinking, looking around. It started to make me sad. I was sad about, like, society.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that weird? I was thinking.
But you were also driving through Côte des Neiges, so I don't know if that has
No, even
anything
before
to
when I was
do
driving
with it. Sorry,
TMR,
guys.
when I love it, like I like TMR. I was driving through TMR to get to Côte des Neiges, and I was looking around. I was like, "There's something sad about the fact that like I can't do anything to like legitimately help society. Like I can't. Like human beings, as opposed to animals. Animals can just live, right?
Yeah.
Human beings can't just live. In order to stay alive,
They need guidance.
no, not just that. In order to stay alive, sometimes you can't just eat. In order to be able to eat, you have to like go to a corporate job that you hate every day, and you have to go through all these mental dark ships, in order to just live.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that's weird. And I kept thinking about shit like that, and it was making me sad. Like, there was nothing I could do to help everyone at once. It's impossible.
Yeah. So like you thought that people must be miserable knowing that in order to bring food to the table, put their kids through school, they need
have to go through not physical, like you don't have to work in life, not that, but it's just imagine instead of being able to do something that you love, that you're happy with, you're forced to do something you hate, and like a boss that's just mean to you and you don't like them because there's no other way to. And that was for some reason that was fucking me. I go,
But you don't
that's
think
crazy.
that's also the conditioning that we've been put under like our entire lives? Think about it. We were brought up, and perhaps you're an exception. Maybe I'm an exception, but and I'm sure there's a lot of exceptions out there. But in general, you grew up as a child.
I am a former child. This has been well documented.
Yeah, but when you were growing up as a child, you were told, listen, you got to go to school and you got to get good grades.
Yeah.
You need to get good grades because you need to go to a better school. And
Yeah,
that
I didn't
better
listen to any of that, but yeah.
Yeah, and that better school is going to prepare you. It's going to open the doors for you to get a good job so that you can have a good life, have a family, blah, blah, blah.
All
blah,
that
blah.
stuff, yeah.
And everyone followed that. I went through that. Obviously, you want to, you work hard. And you're like, I need to get good grades. I need to go to a good school. Oh man, yeah. Imagine me going to get a job and the reputation that my high school, my university is going to bring to the table. And after a couple of years, when you're working in the real world, you realize how much bullshit that is.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. I found that it was bullshit.
Of course, it depends. Like, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be an astronaut, if you want to be an engineer or whatever, you got to hit those good grades. Like, I mean, we don't want to have degenerates fucking building bridges.
Well, ChatGPT, don't worry, it's going to happen.
So, yeah, so you need that. But, I mean, for anything else, he's desperate. Poor guy. It's okay. So, anyway, how many people out there just go on through their day just being miserable? And I went through it. Everyone had jobs. Everyone had regular 9-to-5 jobs. Then they're like, oh, what the fuck are we doing? Discouraged. You don't want to wake up in the morning. Everyone's been through that. This guy's still going through it.
No, he seems happy. He's dressed like a tennis player.
Oh, I'm part-time. I don't work 9.
I'm just saying in
I never
general,
work 9 to 5.
like let's say, you know how rent prices are up, right? So it's rent price, everything's up. Food's expensive. So now you're
We're
like,
gonna talk about that too. Yeah, okay.
you can't just live. You're like, oh fuck, now I gotta also do this. Now I gotta. I was just thinking about I was driving. I was like, oh, but this sucks. Like it's very hard to be a human being. I was thinking,
especially this time, like
in history,
this period, in history, like the last couple of years.
Maybe I was overthinking it because I was tired, but it was just bugging me. I was driving. I was like, fuck, man, there's a lot of misery out there.
But then again, like, is it really that bad? Even if you work a 9 to 5, is it really that bad?
No, it's not the times, you fucking dickhead. It's not the fact that you're working a 9 to 5.
No.
This is a 9 to 5. If you think about it, it's not that. The issue is
I didn't mean
if
the
you're
times.
the issue is if you're in an environment that's toxic to your mental well-being. Like a lot of people, like there's a comic too that I had yesterday that I know he's a friend of mine, and I know for a while that where he's at, he can't leave like work-wise, but they're very shitty to him, like psychologically.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and I've been in that corporate environment. I know what he's talking about, and like walking on eggshells and all, and it just drains you. And I was like, "Fuck, bro, that's everyone now." That's most of society.
The sad thing in this situation is that, first of all, a lot of people don't realize it. Okay, that they're stuck there. But for the ones that do realize it, more often than not, they almost have no other choice but to do it because they're like, what the fuck is the alternative? I can't let this go. I have a mortgage to
that's
pay.
the
I have
thing.
my
That's what
kids.
I'm saying. Everything got so expensive.
I'm gonna fucking just turn the page at 180 degrees and do something else.
It's
Like
crazy.
I can't. It's a big risk.
I feel like it's worse if you realize it than if you don't.
Yeah, you're 100%
You're
right.
100% right. Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss, my friend.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why you're blissful.
Yeah, mind you, there's also the 9-to-5ers that enjoy what they do.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not the times. It's not the 9 to 5 that's the problem. It's the situation you're in. Like there was a dude. I'm telling you, still to this day, and it was the lowest paying one I ever had, like a real jobs when I was at EA. It was like after when I left and I was producing at other companies, I was making more money than I was at EA. EA I wasn't making a lot of money, but EA it was my favorite job. It was the most relaxed, even if it was stressful. It was awesome.
Well, because you enjoy also what you were doing, right?
No, it was like everyone was cool. They would take care. Like they bring in breakfast. You'd walk in. There's like a spread. You could go in early, late. You could take a break. There's a place to nap. They would bring in massage. Like they would try. They would try their best to make you feel at home.
Yeah, but there's a huge wave right now of transforming. The
men to
workplace.
women and vice versa. I know, but that is not the topic of the day. That is not the topic of the day. All you do is got trans on the mind. Forget it. Move past it to another topic.
No, but they're transforming the workplace to kind of match more a relaxed thing. Just to come to work, like let's make it a fun space to be in, right?
I feel like that's the kind of work environment that I produce.
Like I wonder if
agree or you're fired right now.
Like back in the day.
I disagree.
Grab your shit and get the fuck out.
I feel like those cubicle fucking jobs don't exist anymore. It's more cafeteria style things where everyone has their little post and it's more kind of engaging.
What do you feel about the work from home thing? Some companies are trying to change it now, bring them back into the office.
Yeah, and I think they should.
It depends what it is.
It depends what it is because there's some jobs, I gotta be honest, you don't need to, even customer service, you could be at home on your laptop.
Imagine working customer service from home.
But what I'm saying is ask because I think, even though it sucks, I think it's better for the employees. Like, bro, at least I'm home. Some guy bitches at me. I take my headphone off. I fucking go put some water on my face, lay down a bit, continue.
This isn't new. I remember back in the day when I was working for Bell, they were putting in place this pilot project to have you stationed at home. Nobody really understood it. Like, how the fuck am I going to be answering calls from home? Like, are you going to bring me a line? Like, everything.
I used to hate it. I remember when EA had given me a laptop and like, you go work from home, and I go, what kind of weird hippie nonsense is this?
It was the weirdest
I gotta
thing.
be here. I gotta talk. I gotta be like, why aren't you doing this? Why are you like, this is crazy? Like, no, you could do it on the internet. I go, I'm not gonna fucking do it. You have this key fob and you gotta sign in, make sure it's you for security. I go, bro, I'm just gonna come in. I'm just gonna come in the office. This is crazy.
Exactly. No, you have large companies that already started doing this. We're talking about 20 some years ago.
In Germany, they're very against this.
And I refused.
Working from home?
Working from home and the Jews. Two things the Germans don't approve of.
No, but in Germany, like even emails, the way their emails work,
It stops.
like
you don't get them after a certain time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's psychological
Of course
trauma.
it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. But what's it called? So yeah, I had refused it back then because I thought there's no fucking way. There's no way knowing myself that I will literally get off my bed to go work. Like I'll be in bed all day. What the fuck am I? I'm gonna be the laziest fucking guy. I'd rather wake up, come to work, and I know that I'm awake and I'm actually working rather than just being in my pajamas all day. And
But even
just-
the 8-day work week at the office doesn't really.
it depends what you do. Look, I have a friend.
8-day work week.
8-hour work day. Sorry,
I was like, what the fuck?
because they've done studies where
No, don't even go that far. I've done studies.
After a certain
Literally.
amount of hours, you're just not productive anymore.
Bro, I remember it was one of the first things I started doing, and they're like, "This guy's fucking crazy." I was like, "Yeah, well, why are my teams being more productive?"
Yeah.
I'd be like in the morning. The guy's like, "I'm fucking always tired." They'll come in at 9, 10. I go, "When would you not be tired to come in?" He's like, "I don't know, 11." I go, "Come in at 11." He's like, "Are you serious?" I go, "Yeah." You promised me X amount of work in the week. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a fuck when you come in. If you deliver every week what you told me, you could come in for 10 hours one week and 4 one day and 4 the next. I don't give a shit. As long as what you promised to get done, I could manage the schedule. We're good. I started doing that. Everything picked up, and everyone was happy.
Yeah.
They could stroll in when they want. They're confident. They're adults. They know I have this to deliver
Yes.
today.
Yeah.
I could come in early, so I could leave early, and all. You know, it worked better. I wasn't treating them like these are your hours. You have to. I was treating them based on the tasks.
yeah,
And they loved it even more. And people thought I was crazy at first, but I always had the most productive teams.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
mean, look, it
proper way.
depends. It depends what you're doing. Like, I have a friend. He has a consulting firm in the high tech field, and when COVID hit, they closed down their office. They had like this super nice, fucking beautiful office on Peel.
I would hire Rosalie because she wants to get hired, but the problem is I know Poseidon is going to sexually harass her.
maybe that's what she wants.
She's it would be impossible. I'd be like, this is an HR nightmare.
So yeah, so
And
yeah,
then
so-
I gotta go to HR. Poseidon's like, I'm kind of also HR.
I turn around, I take off the cap. What's up? I'm
Yeah.
HR.
And it says HR, hands ready.
Fucking guy, bro.
So anyway, so COVID hits and they closed down their office. They store all all their stuff they put in storage, and everybody's been working from home. One, they saved a shitload of fucking money, and secondly, they had to kind of strategize how to put people kind of to have that human contact. So every week or every 2 weeks they
meet
do
up.
little getaways
Yeah.
or they do things together.
I
and
like
stuff.
that.
And it works perfectly. We realize that we don't really need to have an office. And there's a lot of companies out there that realize that, but it creates a huge problem. Like, look at downtown; it's dead.
Okay,
It's dead. So you
dead.
have all these big companies now that are forcing their employees to come in because
No. Sell that space. Let it die out. For real, this is the natural course of things.
think of it.
Let the
Place
rents drop.
Ville-Marie.
Okay, but listen to what I'm telling you. Let the rents drop, and we have to repurpose. Right now, if we're just forcing companies to pay money and keep the rents high down there and just have offices to have offices, it doesn't help anyone. The only person it helps is that landlord, let's say, or the company that owns the building.
Yeah.
But if they're forced to put it down, new businesses will grow into for example, let's say podcasting.
Yeah.
Let's say, this is just an example because we have podcasts. I moved my studios down there because now there's an affordable downtown area where I can get it, similar rent, and build the studios downtown. So people, it's easier for them by metro. They're right next
Yeah.
door. My guests, all that
Accessibility.
accessibility. So like, you know what? Us, we don't mind. We're gonna move our studios downtown because for us, since we don't do 9 to 5, we come in when there's no traffic. It's perfect for us. New businesses will. That's how the ecosystem works. Will thrive and create if you don't force it to stay up. You can't invent reasons. Like right now to keep it. They don't need it. Most companies don't need the space
Like, I'm
because of the
thinking-
internet.
I'm thinking of all those giant corporate firms,
They don't need them.
that are in Place Ville-Marie. Aside, well, look, regardless of whether or not they need it, it's also the prestige of having, the address at one Place Ville-Marie.
It doesn't matter anymore. The
know?
next generation, dude. I work with people from all over, from the Philippines, from here, from Zoom, internet, Teams. The internet has changed everything. The internet, everyone is with you. You're accessible all the time. You just have to. It took me a few, because when it first started years ago, I was like, this is fucking weird. Now I'm super used to it. I know how to remain in contact with everyone. You have to be motivated and fucking make sure you get your shit done. Like I make sure if I need something from someone, like meetings, like when I set them and all that, I make sure I'm available for them. Like we have ads meetings later. I made sure that I stack them back to back so I don't fuck up anybody's day, So I have the one with Josh in the beginning, then I have this girl for marketing. So we're doing it all like back. You could, for the internet, no one has to even come here.
I don't know, because I'm also thinking about the businesses downtown that depended so much on having people going to work downtown
Yeah, to
that are
eat.
suffering.
Yeah.
Restaurants, boutique stores, all these things, right? So I don't know. It's a complicated puzzle to figure out. You have the mayor of Montreal that wants people to go back. Businesses that are thinking about their pocket, like you're saying, thinking, "Man, I don't really need this office space. We're good with this hybrid formula that we figured out."
Yeah, they shouldn't be forced.
Most companies now just need a PO box, and now there's a lot.
There's some big ones that they can't handle. Just
That's
like
true.
You know what they should do? It sounds like I'm making this like it's just for us. Let's say Royal Bank. Let's say they have a building. And now for the past 2 years, like 90% of it is not used. They're just empty space. They'll show up once a month. They'll try to fill the cubicles and they're out. They should rent out those. This is not even a joke. They should invest, let's say right now, I don't know, National Bank, or think of a company, any company that has offices, and be like, we're podcast, like what we do, podcast rentals. And they have that, and you have turnkey. They have like 2 employees that go there, run that, because that's selling right now. So people go rent the studios. They go in, they record, they take their videos, they come out.
Or anything, like a little meeting
or
rooms
anything, or
whatever.
meting rooms. You rent it just to have meetings with your
Kind
clients.
of like a WeWork.
what a
So,
lot-
yeah, so they could make money while they're already paying for. That would be a smart idea, but they're so stupid. They just keep it. And they're like, we're losing money because no one's showing up at the office, so we'll force you to show up at the office.
Well, some companies are already doing that. There's a company downtown in Place Ville-Marie where they'll literally rent out a boardroom.
Oh, you're talking about WeWork?
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
but that was before.
But
That was
WeWork
their
existed
model.
before.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about companies that's not their model. They add it.
Of course, yeah, 100%.
That's what they should do.
And but because I wanted to say this company WeWork literally has a team just there that literally manages the mail that comes in, everything. So there's something to these new.
He's sounding happy right now, but when he found out about that, do you know how pissed he was? Because he went to pick up some checks, a company that we were working with. Okay, and
No, it's
they're
a good idea, but I don't like it.
yeah, and they're big. They're
WeWork
big.
is huge, yeah.
Like they do. No. The company that he needed to collect money from us from
Yeah.
Are a big company. So he's like, oh, that's their office. I'm gonna go collect. Where the fuck? They haven't paid us. I'm gonna go collect our money. So like, yeah, come by the office. So he goes, and when he realized they don't actually have an office, like a PO, they give it there. He's like, what do you mean? Yeah, we just have this. Everybody works from home. And he's like, you're a big fucking company. You deal with millions of dollars. How do you not have any self-respect? And you don't have a real office. Well, we don't need. And he's like, Pantelis Comedy. We have a fucking office. He goes, a physical office. Are you people serious? Are you serious? This is some kind of fucking Mickey Mouse organization.
I did say Mickey Mouse. I did say Mickey Mouse organization.
Got a
He was
fucking
so
Banana
angry.
Republic is
Yeah,
there.
he was so angry. He's like, what is this? What is this fucking clown shit? He goes,
Here's the thing. It's a very good idea, but I don't like it.
I
will admit,
think when
do
he
you know
told me,
why?
I was with him. I go, there's something unbecoming. There's something unbecoming. It's to me, it's the equivalent of a newscaster being well dressed on the news and he's in his boxers under the table. It was the same feeling when he told me, and I go, you know what? You're a retard, but I'm upset too. It really bothers me.
It did bother me. I know it's the way things are going.
But
now.
everything bothers me, bro.
I had a couple meetings
But
with some
do you
people
know
that
why?
were at WeWork.
Do you know another reason why it bothered me so much? Is because I felt like now I can't get angry at somebody.
yeah.
I can't
Because
lash
the person
out.
that works there doesn't work for that company. They
Exactly.
work for WeWork. They just manage the
So
mail.
now I can't be like, bro, what the fuck, you know? Now I can't do that.
They
to
have
this-
no physical address.
Yeah,
I
this-
found it
this-
weird too. I had a couple people that I went to visit once, not once, a couple times, and they're like, "Oh yeah, come to our offices," and they gave me the WeWork. And at some point,
Yeah.
you're like, "Okay, it's WeWork." But in the beginning, I walk in, and the elevator comes in. You have the reception. You're like, "Oh fuck, this is nice. Huh? These guys have a nice setup over here, right?"
Yeah.
You don't realize what the fuck's going on. They're like, "Okay, yeah, don't worry. Somebody's gonna come down to get you." You're like, "Oh, okay, cool. Nice. The reception, 2 people there. Everything is computerized. They send their messages." So
I'm in the big leagues.
So they send down, I guess, whatever receptionist or assistant they had, whatever. They're like, "Hi, George, whatever. Yeah, just come right up, So I'm following her now, and I'm going through this fucking maze. You've been through you've been at WeWork, right? Where it's all windows, it's all glass windows, and they're
But
all
also, Place Ville-Marie is
compartmentalized.
a fucking maze, bro.
No, but just the WeWork offices. You go inside, so there's like, I don't know how many floors they had. And then you go through, and then you're like, okay, in the beginning, so you're like, okay, is this your place? And then it takes some time to realize that, oh, fuck, shit, this is not their office. They're renting here. And then as you go through, you have little cubicles. They're glass. I don't know if you've been through the doors because you can't go. You can't have access.
No, I've been. Everybody invites me everywhere. I've been everywhere. I just
So
don't.
you
I
walk
just hate
through,
everything.
and you're like, this is the strangest fucking thing ever, man.
I don't find. I hate everything, bro. I'm an asshole.
The first time I went to that office, I thought they were just trying to send a message to everyone that walked in there. Like, why do we work here, huh?
You can see through the window, bro. I'm working. Tickety, clackety, clack. Fucking idiots.
Speaking of the housing situation in Quebec, everything is out in the open now with Airbnb, especially following that huge fire that happened at the old port.
I have no idea what's going on. Explain.
You guys didn't hear last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, there was a huge fire at the old port.
What?
Huge building. Just down the street from Gibby's. You know where you go to Gibby's and it's like a one-way?
I know all that, but I don't know where's the fire. What happened? Who
So
set
that
the fire?
huge building, there was a fire in the building.
Like arson?
No, it caught on fire.
Okay.
Seven,
It is the natural evolution of a building, yeah.
7 people died.
Shit.
Yeah, 7 people. And
When
they
did this?
died.
How come I didn't hear about this?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Guys, I don't know where
That's
the fuck
crazy.
you've been living. What are you guys talking about?
What do you mean? This has not been in the news for me.
This was a huge thing, man. Because the reason why it's huge is because they were trapped in their fucking doors. They couldn't leave. They had no windows.
Hold on a second. These people were murdered.
No,
Wait,
dude.
what?
The
What?
building
What?
caught on fire. It was a huge fire.
Okay.
And there were 7 people that were trapped in their rooms.
How did they get trapped? Is what I'm saying.
Well, they couldn't leave from one area because there was a fire, and there was no other emergency exit. There was no other window because this is what Airbnb rents that. So they all these units were rented
Hold
by
on.
Airbnb.
Airbnb doesn't rent units.
They
That
were
doesn't
rented
make
in
any-
Airbnb. So most of the
But
units
who gives a
there,
shit whether it's Airbnb or anything? That
Well,
has nothing
yeah,
to do
sorry,
with
sorry.
we'll get to that because
Yeah.
there's legislation here in Quebec that the Airbnb needs to follow, and they didn't, obviously.
This isn't Airbnb's fault. The fact that the building didn't have. Why are we so stupid
Well,
in Quebec?
yeah, look, the building owner is obviously to blame as well because there were those building codes that weren't being followed. But in any case,
Who needs the
That's
fire
the-
escape?
Hold on. That's the
No.
person renting the unit. That's their fault.
the-
It's not their fault either. Because let's say right now you own a condo, okay? It's not your fault if for the building, let's say, hasn't put a fire escape or whatever. You're a renter. It's not your fault. It's the fault of the people
The
who
owner,
are
it's the
supposed
building,
to
yeah.
manage that shit.
Yeah.
How is
so-
it the guy who's renting out his apartment? He's
Look,
not putting
yeah.
no fire
What
escape.
if you own the condo?
no.
No one owns the building.
whole
Even if you
building,
own the actual
there's
condo,
one guy,
you're
there's
not in
one-
charge of the fire escape. There's a board. There's an actual.
Yeah, there's a
Okay,
copropriété
okay,
thing.
okay, I get
No,
it.
but so the guy that owns the building, obviously now he's under fire because there's a lot of things that weren't up to code in there, like literally fucking janitors' closets that converted into a room just so you can rent it, like fucking 300 square feet, just a door, no windows, nothing, right?
We've got the Sri Lankan room over here. Like that's crazy, bro.
yeah.
So, some type of shit like that they did to Adam.
Yeah.
Some
The
shit
same
like that,
shit.
yeah. So they're taking advantage of their space to rent it. And the sad thing, and we're going to get back to Airbnb because this is something important that's happening now. The sad thing is because it was a heritage building,
Oh fuck.
look at this shit, bro. They couldn't go in because they didn't want the walls to cave in or they had to fucking all this bullshit that they have to follow. Meanwhile, there's bodies that are stuck there. They put out the flames, but they couldn't fucking axe to get the bodies out.
So the
One, because it wasn't secure, they weren't sure, but at the same time, they're like, you know, we got to be very careful. It's a patrimoine, and we can't fucking.
so that's more
What the-
important than people.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, finally they got all the bodies out. The bodies were identified, but the big thing now is with Airbnb. So, and there's all these articles now that
So
are
7
coming
people
out.
died for no reason.
Yeah, they should have been able to get out. You know. Like, I mean, look, the accidents happen. Sometimes people get stuck, and you know, it's
In
not the
dryers,
first.
society takes
Unfortunately,
advantage.
it probably won't be the last time either. But in this case, and the other eerie thing was that there were 2 people that died in one apartment. They actually had time to fucking call the cops. Get us out. We're stuck inside. Please, someone get. We can't leave.
They were stuck inside because of the fire blocked the
Yeah.
only exit for
They
them.
couldn't leave. And then the second girl called that was also in that room. She said, "Please, somebody come to help us. We're still here. Please." And
Because what do you do in that situation?
Well, you throw on a duvet and you run through the fire.
I would do that. Yeah,
I would.
bro.
Yeah, I would have no choice.
you have no
no
choice.
choice.
You have no choice. It's worked in the movies.
No, you're gonna
Like,
get a
you
lot
know
of.
that you're gonna get burned.
A
You're
lot.
probably
Yeah,
gonna
also-
inhale
but
fumes.
At
you're
least
gonna-
you're gonna
yeah,
survive.
yeah.
You're right, man. Put a fucking cover on top of your thing and just
Yeah,
fucking
and just charge, bro.
Well, your legs, you're gonna be
Yeah,
charred. Yeah,
even
but you
if-
have no choice. It's either that
yeah.
or complete death.
Even if you tumble down the stairs, who cares? As long as you make it out.
Yeah. But you don't think about that in the moment because the flames are so high. You think it's impossible to go through.
your mind is telling you can't go anywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucked up shit. And imagine not having even a window to yell, please, or fucking I don't know, jump down or I don't
There's
know.
no windows either.
There were no windows.
That's I hate no window apartments.
They didn't think to like turn on the faucet in the tub and then just block the tub.
What?
I'm just being an asshole. I'm sorry. I thought
So
it
they
was,
could drown themselves.
No.
Yo, take your own life. You don't let the fire win, bro.
No, but-
You leave on your terms.
It's not a dumb idea. Like flood the apartment. Just fucking flood it.
Yeah,
It's only
flood
200 square feet. Who gives a fuck?
Well, you know
Flood
what?
No,
this-
so it can't come in off the floor. Yeah, but the smoke, bro. If you don't have a
No,
window,
you're
you're
fucked.
fucked.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't
you're
air
done.
it out.
Because you could break a window that doesn't open, but you can't break through a brick wall to get outside.
Watch me.
So,
so
now the
because
issue.
you know what some people do, right? Like in a building fire, they'll get out on their balcony and they'll toss water on the wall so it doesn't spread.
Yeah, no, that's like high level ideas, so that you'll make it just in time for people to come rescue you. But in this, they couldn't get out at all. There was no window.
Yeah,
because or else
goddamn.
that's what you would do. You'd put water, flood it everywhere, so they can't reach in the apartment behind you, and you just sit outside on the windowsill and wait for them to get you. But you couldn't do any of this now. Apparently, you couldn't get out. There's no windows.
Fuck.
Yeah,
That's terrible, bro.
yeah, it's fucking insane.
Imagine
horrible
being
way to die.
stuck.
But the city, this patrimoine thing, so the city was probably also involved in this, because I guarantee if you look at it, they were probably hard-headed for years because patrimoine to make upgrades, because they're always like that for these fucking buildings.
Yeah.
To make
So,
so the
yeah.
city's fucking responsible for this shit too. If they don't let you put fires, say, look, no, it's a classical building. We
question-
can't have
Apparently
fire
there was
escapes.
So the
windows.
question-
Hold on. Apparently there was windows, but they had bars.
Okay, we gotta stop with these barred fucking windows, bro. As this is a public school.
I don't know. So yeah, there's a lot of question marks. Like, when was the last time it was inspected? Was it inspected? If it was inspected, can we have a report? Was this notified in the inspection? Was the owner told that needs to make certain adjustments?
I
Then
hope
they
the city
didn't?
gets
I
sued to
don't know.
oblivion.
In any case, what has been coming out of this now is this whole thing about Airbnb. Within 24 hours, the government had a meeting with Airbnb because
Airbnb, bro, they have no control over this.
no, exactly. But listen to this.
They're a platform, basically.
They are a platform.
This is a
but
farce.
because there's legislation here in Quebec that protects certain areas from Airbnb.
Can you just freeze for 1 second?
Yeah.
Just so people are like, oh, it should be just to understand the equivalent. It would be like that school shooter, the trans person yesterday. The government, instead of looking at the parents, what drugs they were on, what the fuck's wrong with their head, go into Facebook and be like, you have this person on Facebook, eh? What's going on, guys? You're responsible for these
Yeah,
deaths. They
yeah,
were on the
yeah,
platform.
100%.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no.
100%.
The one thing's for sure is that whether it was Airbnb or not, people would have died, unfortunately. The question, though, the question with Airbnb, however, is that why were you renting out apartments in an area where
but
technically
now
you
they're
weren't allowed
deflecting.
to?
Yeah, but now they're deflecting. Whether they were allowed to rent or not has nothing to do with the fire.
Yeah, because if it wasn't Airbnb, someone else rented it through another platform. Why would that be okay? This is such a bullshit government tactic.
Why? No, yeah, that's BS.
Yeah, no, for sure. But and here's the thing: is there's certain criteria that Airbnb needs to respect in order to advertise a place for rent on their platform. Obviously, one being the fact that there's a windows or that it's an actual fucking room that you're renting or whatever. And clearly that was ignored. So Airbnb didn't give a fuck, So now they came out and said that we're gonna make sure that from now on we're gonna respect Quebec legislation and we're gonna remove all the rental space that we have that aren't in conformity with the Quebec's legislation, whatever. This is all sideline. It's all bullshit excuses. But this is just to go back to the lodging crisis that we have over here, because there's an article that came out and said that
lodging crisis. Something lodged in their ass.
yeah. So there's 30,000. There's 30,000 units apparently that are rented through Airbnb. And
How many?
30,000 in
That's
Quebec.
it?
Well, that's it. It's a lot.
Yeah, I got more militants out there than that, bro.
Yeah, and of that 30,000, 80% of those are rented illegally on Airbnb. They shouldn't be rented because
Why?
either they're in areas where Airbnb doesn't have the right to rent, or they don't follow certain criteria or whatever. In any case, so this basically comes out from all the left that wants social housing and all that stuff. They're like, listen, we have 30,000 units. We have the rental prices that are skyrocketing because.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Pause. There's no way that the rent is skyrocketing because of 30,000 units, my friend.
Hold on. $1 million idea here before I forget. We got Airbnb. Start our own app called Airbnb, where we advertise all of the rich houses when people are on vacation so that people can break in and enter. Airbnb. Copyright that shit.
Air breaking and entering.
Thank me later. Thank me later. Montreal Nord, the ball's in your court. Thank me later.
I just realized that Airbnb
But you gotta be
stands for
respectful. You
bed
can
and
only break the
breakfast.
front door. You can't do any other damage.
Yeah, we got rules on our app. You can't piss on the walls. You can't do any of that
Yeah,
shit.
be respectful.
I
Yeah.
just realized that B&B and Airbnb stands for bed and breakfast.
Yeah, bro.
I'm so retarded.
You just fucking realized.
I just realized it. It just
And I just realized they never gave me a breakfast. Some of them barely gave me a bed.
So anyway, so the argument now that comes out from parties like Quebec Solidaire, they're like, we've had issues with fucking supply, which has driven up the prices of rental spaces
this shit pisses
rental
me off.
spaces in Montreal. Now we find out that 30,000 units that have been controlled by Airbnb, 80% of those have been illegal. So technically, they should have been available on the market to be rented, right?
Well, 80% of our restaurant employees are illegal. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Anyway, so this has started this whole fucking snowball effect around Airbnb. Like you said, they found this scapegoat just to kind of divert attention away from what really matters, especially in this fire, which was complete mismanagement, the absence of the city. We don't know what the fuck's happening. And it'd be interesting to have some sort of report to know if the city was aware, if they hadn't, because maybe the city's not to blame. Maybe the city actually did their inspections and they told the owner, you better fucking fix this shit.
And it's the owner to
But
blame.
again, was there a follow-up?
Yeah.
Because normally if I come to and inspect, you know how many times, look at the whole bullshit with fucking,
Time we got any super chats? We gotta call them
Yes.
out.
I was waiting for George to finish. Jorge Rosales dropped $2.20 in the chat.
Very
He goes,
specific.
$2.20?
I think because, anyways. Real question is, Adam safe from fire in his closet?
Well, here's the thing. During his house arrest, he's in a different location.
Yes.
He's at his mom's.
That's the first thing. And even in his closet, I think if there is because he's in the basement, if there is a fire
He's
above,
dead.
no, he's safe because the fire rises. Fire rises. Fire doesn't go.
That's insane for you to say that because you don't know where the fire is going to start. If there's a fire in the basement, he's dead.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got one way out.
No, he's right next to the exit.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If that's covered, he only has one way out in his
He has a small window, yeah.
he can fit through it.
I can fit through it, so he can.
Oh, really? So it's not small.
no
well,
bars?
it's like
It's like fucking barn doors, bro. You can fit through it.
go fuck yourself, you bastard.
It's small. I could fit through it. What are you joking? You rhinoceros. And then it's not small, bro. You can fit through it. Adam and his whole family can fit through it, bro. What are you fucking joking?
Together,
at the same time. That's insane. What an insane statement. It's very small. I could even fit through it. It's like what?
No, but what was I saying about the inspections? It's like, remember how fucking anal they can be, for example, with restaurants, like the past the gate situation?
Yeah.
Where they went in, they were up their fucking ass, the inspectors. They kept coming back every 24 hours. How come they're not doing this here with buildings where it's actually, or it's a matter of security?
So these are the questions I've been asking my whole life, and I'm always being told, shut the fuck up, hippie. So it's good that one of you who used to be
one of you
a
guys.
government stooge is looking at things my way. I know I said I'm never going to get involved in politics, George. Mm-hmm. If I get
Are you
big enough,
changing your mind?
if I get big enough, I think I might have to. Because if I get big enough, we'll see.
I'm afraid that you're going to end up being disappointed because you'll realize that at the end, you probably won't do much to change
Here's the
things.
thing. I've thought of this too.
And I feel
thought,
bad saying that,
Yeah,
but
I thought of this too. However, I do have one thing that these other people didn't. I'm not scared to impose aggressive will. So I will intimidate. I'll go to the departments that are being difficult, and I'll be like, yeah, Poseidon's going to stay here all day. Make sure you guys get your fucking shit done. Yeah, I'm going to pull a Putin is what I would do. Be like, no, this is getting done. We're not doing this shit anymore.
speaking of Putin moving nuclear weapons into Belarus,
By the way,
Belarus, weird name. Beautiful Russia. That's a weird name.
I don't think it's beautiful. I think it means bright or light.
Same. Light Russia. White Russia. It's a weird name.
Because I think in Greek it's Levkorosia.
Yeah. Light Russia. White Russia. That's weird. That's a weird name.
Yeah. What is
Anyways,
it? Yeah.
he's moving nukes.
Yeah, by
Oh, yeah, no
July
shit.
they're gonna have a whole deposit of nuclear weapons right on the border.
Can you
of
start
Ukraine.
that story from the beginning? Because you just pulled a CNN. Do you know what that's in retaliation to? The depleted uranium training from last week. And they've been saying for a few weeks now, the Americans, that they're preparing, that they're sending a lot more, that nuclear stuff is not off the table.
Oh, it's escalating
You can't
for sure.
tell. This is what I fucking hate about CNN and all this shit. You're telling a country that's already didn't give a fuck and is in war. You're telling them, yeah, we're prepared to nuke you. And then you wait. They put nukes ready, and you're like, look at these fucking assholes preparing nukes. You just told them you're ready to nuke them. What are they supposed to do? Why are we omitting?
How are they gonna nuke them? You mean
Russians.
for
do you
the
mean?
Ukrainians to nuke Russians?
Yeah,
or?
of course.
I
You
know,
got to pay attention to what's going on.
I
bro.
heard that they acquired some long-range missiles from the U.S., Ukraine. So they.
Well, this is the U.S.'s war. This is not Ukraine's war. The people,
Oh, it's a
Russia's
proxy.
fighting.
I feel bad for the Ukrainians.
Russia's fighting the planet right now.
I feel bad for the Russians, for the Ukrainians.
And the only casualties are Ukrainians. How fucked is that? Russia's fighting against every other country, basically, the U.S. and its allies, and it's the Ukrainians that are getting slaughtered.
But I'm also not so sure how effective the strategy was from the West to kind of gang up and.
Terrible strategy, bro. Peace. Give peace a goddamn
No,
chance.
that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that there are allies right now with Russia that are so much bigger in terms of their economic, their economies and their abilities than the entire fucking coalition they made. When you're talking about countries like India and China, kind of aligning themselves with Russia, Russia doesn't give a fuck that England and France and Spain and Germany, well, Germany maybe because it's big, but all these other countries that have all these sanctions, we don't give a fuck. We have markets that have billions of people ready to work with us. So I'm not so sure how effective it is. Which probably, at the end of the day, which probably means that this war is not ending anytime soon. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, because they said peace is off. Remember, Ukraine keeps saying, Zelensky's like, peace is not an option. Yeah, well,
peace is not an option. But I mean, look, you got to put yourself in their shoes as well. It's like you've had your territory invaded. And they're like, what am I going to come to sit on the table and do what? Except that you fucking take away my land.
Okay, the land.
So that's why, and I understand it.
The land that got taken away, though, are we going to talk about the Russians that were getting killed by the Ukrainians that Putin had to step in?
You would have to talk about that.
Why don't we start the story from the beginning? This is what I don't like. I don't like this. Is that you break into my house, you fucking stab me, I fucking stab you back. I'm like, yo, Pantelis is stabbing people.
Yeah.
Well, why can't we just start from the beginning?
Yeah, but you understand that has been the pretext of all these stupid invasions through, look what's happening in Cyprus under the pretext we need to protect
but I'm not
the
saying
Turkish
it's right.
minorities.
What I'm saying
there was no problem with the Turkish minorities.
What I'm
in
saying
Cyprus,
is, if you don't tell the truth, if you don't tell the truth and you don't give the complete story, we're always going to be in this weird limbo of really what you can't negotiate.
I think everyone knew what was happening.
Everyone doesn't. If you talk to mass public, they have no idea. They just think Russia woke up one day and said, "This is mine."
Yeah, of course. Look, there's also propaganda there too. Nobody knows, the facts really. But at the same time, it probably needs to be addressed. But ultimately, they need their fucking territory back. I mean, let's understand it. It's not Russian territory. You fucking took it under the pretext that you're protecting Russian minorities.
Yeah.
But get the fuck out, and we'll figure out a solution for them, right? Or we'll impose a treaty that guarantees the protection, whatever it is.
Because you're saying that that's cool, but when the Turks were doing that to us, when we have, because there's still a lot of Greeks in what's considered Turkey, when they were murdering us, we wanted to get back in there and take it too. We just didn't have the same military power that Russia has.
They tried and they got their asses kicked.
But that's what I'm saying, because we didn't have the same military power, but it was happening to us. So that's what I'm saying. We cannot omit the fact that there were people getting killed just for being what they were.
Yeah.
And then the country is fucking Russia, so they had military power. They said, fuck that, we're taking it. Because if we were in the same position, and I mean anybody on the globe, if you see that your fucking family is getting slaughtered, you might be like, fuck it, I'm taking it.
Are you surprised at all by the outcome? Like a year ago, and I think we even spoke about it, I thought like within a month it's done. It's over. They're going to walk all over Ukraine. It's finished. Are you?
No, because
I'm surprised of Russia's inability.
But it's not inability. They haven't really, if you look at what they've done, they're going very low level. And this is what and you look at the last two world wars, this is what Russia always does. They don't start from the top and go, you're done. They start low, they throw bodies because they have more people. It basically becomes a war of attrition.
Get all the homosexuals in the front line.
But it's true. That's what it's a war of attrition. They go, who's going to last the longest? And who's going to last the longest? And the longest is always them because they have a bigger population. It's a fucked up strategy. It's mean to your own people, but it ends up working so far all the time. And they have the last resort, which is they have long range ballistics, so they could fuck us all up. But what I'm saying is, China, Russia, Ukraine, the U.S., and someone representing Europe, fucking India too, because they're important, need to sit down and be like, look, guys, this isn't helping. We're all gonna die. Bro, everyone's on here for a limited amount of time. We're on a fucking rock flying through space. What the fuck do we have to do to stop this right now? We have other fucking problems. But they're not doing everything in peace. We can't negotiate. They're all posturing. Just Zelensky, Putin, everyone's gonna end up dying. No one gets out of this game alive. We're all gonna die at some point. It's all a race to the end for everyone. Why the fuck is no one negotiating? This is crazy to me.
I don't know, man.
By the way, can we come back to the housing crisis for just a minute? Because they're saying because of Airbnb, because 30,000 units are being used to rent out.
No, I'm not saying that's the main argument.
It's not helping.
But it would help.
It doesn't make sense.
But it doesn't make sense because look, here's the thing: the area of Montreal is 472 square kilometers.
Don't count that. It doesn't matter. There's plenty. Like
Okay.
Dude,
It's
there
not
is-
all how.
There is we're 2 million on the island officially.
On the island, 2 million. It seems
On
like
the
a
island,
lot.
no,
Yeah.
on the island, 2 million.
Wait,
right?
no, I don't think it's on the island because if they're talking Greater Montreal, it includes South Shore.
No, Island of Montreal.
Okay.
Island of Montreal.
Island
I
of
thought we were like
Montreal.
1.3, 1.4.
You never know. The people fuck.
Well, I checked. It says 2 million.
Okay,
Island of Montreal, 2 million. Yeah.
Okay.
2 million.
Where are these
right?
people living?
We have an area of 472.55 kilometers.
So
Let's say you
again,
take
the area
half.
doesn't matter. Stop
Let's say you
using
take
the area.
half. You can't use half, right, for housing. You can fit 2,000 houses in a square kilometer,
Okay, stop
right?
talking.
And we have a population density
Stop
of
talking,
4,000
stop talking,
people
Stop talking. That's the
per
problem.
square kilometer.
This is why you got to be educated in this before you talk. Stop talking.
But I'm just
First
saying-
of all, building what you're saying, it works good on paper for a child writing a report.
No, I just want to give an example.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a quick example.
The reason why houses are going up is not, it has nothing to do with Airbnb. It has to do with everything in the world going up. Prices, the cost of building a house went up.
No, I know, but it just bothers me that they're trying to blame Airbnb for 30,000
Yeah, but
units.
don't believe it. Don't try to argue a dumb point.
No, but I'm just trying to educate people.
Let's just clarify something. They're not blaming Airbnb for the rise of rental cost. They're putting a finger on Airbnb, saying that we're here trying to figure out solutions because people have no fucking places to live, and you guys are holding up 80%.
80%, 30,000. Dude, we have almost 1 million units on the, let's say
I'm saying it
800,000.
could help because we don't know where these 30,000 units are. What if those 30,000 units are like in Plateau Mont Royal, Parc Ex, like in central?
A lot of them
central
are,
The
but here's
Montreal?
the-
percentage, they
here's the other thing.
hold, let's say 1% of units.
But
1% doesn't affect.
even if they hold 90%, they don't hold. Airbnb works by individual owners going on there. The people that own these buildings or these houses, it's their property. They're allowed to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
If they want, they could not do Airbnb and just keep it vacant.
For sure. But
So it doesn't help.
No, I know. The argument though is that one, you have it on Airbnb, and of course, like if I had a unit, it's I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. But if you're not allowed to have it on Airbnb because of whatever government restrictions, you got to put it on the market. And I mean, look, when you put it on the market, you can decide pretty much the price. So I don't think it changes anything, to be honest with you. But
How much do you pay now in Park X?
810.
3.5. But you have a big 3.5.
Big 3.5.
That's not a bad price, actually.
It's
bro.
it's
But he's
3.5,
grandfathered in because he went in a few years ago. He got in
2019, right before the
right
pandemic.
before and right before the price started to really go up in Park X. And he got lucky because he
Three and
got
a half. That's one bedroom, right?
It's one bedroom, but his living room is like he actually has a 3.5 that they could have had a 4.5, but it's a 3.5 instead.
Yeah.
So he has space.
You're
He has
lucky.
space. He's very
You're
lucky.
very lucky.
Yeah.
Corner unit. He's he got lucky on that, but not everyone does. Like other people, they pay that for the basement hole in the walls, and even at that now, I'm seeing people they're charging them for 1.5 and like all these fucking like toilets that's right next to you, 1,100.
Dude, yeah, I've been seeing, because I've been looking at
Ridiculous.
rent. Dude, it's
ridiculous,
insane.
ridiculous, it's ridiculous.
But that's what I'm saying. That's part of the problem that I'm saying. I felt bad, like thinking about people being like, in order to live, I have to go through all this shit that I don't like because rent alone means I have to stay stuck at the job where everyone hates me
I mean, I
all
don't know.
month
I don't
because
know.
I just rent. Forget, then I have food too. It's crazy what they do.
I
to
mean,
these-
I don't know what the solution is because I'm not so sure in terms of affordability. People are actually making ends meet.
They're not.
Especially if you have to rent on the island of Montreal. I mean, you're getting screwed
Yeah.
majorly.
They're not, but no one. So everyone, it's what you were saying with Airbnb. They try to put a band-aid, right? So now they're blaming Airbnb when anyone that could think for the fire is like, no, this is the city and the person that owns the building. We got to
owner.
see what's going there, right? But they're all like, no, Airbnb because it was rented. They give you this face value. Same thing with the housing. We have to speak about the banks, the government too, because all these wars drive up prices. So they're responsible for your living going down, but they don't mention that in the news. They don't want to blame Trudeau, even though he's part of it, fucking pushing war, sending fucking drones to kill the Yemenis, all that shit. Same thing with the Ukraine. But our government here, the banks, same thing. If the banks are putting up interest rates because we printed too much fucking money and we said there was going to be consequences in 2020, no one believed us. We're fucking retards. That's what's going to happen.
But
They're-
the banks are also
let me-
following the circumstances of what the stupid government
But that's
did as
but
well.
it's
They have
all
no
that's what I'm
choice.
saying.
They have to protect
it starts
themselves
with the
also.
government.
Yeah.
So let's say right now the bank, right? The interest rate goes up. You got to renegotiate your mortgage. You own a building
I
with
got
four
screwed with my
units,
mortgage.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you renegotiate. Now even though you've put more money down, you owe more in mortgage because of the percentage they went
Yeah.
up. You got to make that money up. So you have to raise the
Your
rent,
rent. Yeah.
of your tenants. These fucking tenants though, they're not making more money. They didn't give them a cost of living adjustment that adjusted to the point that makes sense for rent. So now they're like, fuck, I was already struggling with rent. I still have to pay my rent, which is higher now. And I have to also get food, which also costs more.
Yeah, but
so
here's
what
the-
am I sacrificing?
But look, here's a strange thing, though.
Bro, it's
You're
$12
putting
for
up-
eggs, bro.
No, but here's the other strange thing. you bring up a good point, right? Like you're putting up your rent, your rental price, and the tenant unfortunately has to assume this increase, but he doesn't necessarily have the income to support it.
Yeah.
But they're renting out, dude. So
Well, yeah, because you have to live. But that's what people do. And then people live. But you're
yeah, but don't you think that if they wouldn't be able to rent it out, the owners would automatically drop it?
No,
and the market would adjust
that's
it
where you're wrong,
automatically?
because it's not a luxury good. An apartment, a dwelling is not a luxury good.
I don't know
It's
about
one of
that,
the
man.
main necessities
I
of
think,
human
I
beings.
think if you had an
No,
apartment
there's
and you're
no-
like, you know what, I think I can rent it out for $2,000 and you're getting 0 callbacks, you're gonna drop it. The
You're
market
gonna
is
get
going to-
no. You're gonna get a call back. People are gonna manage. They're gonna be like, "Look, Steve, I can't live either. Let's just fucking go together and we'll split it." They're gonna. People will find a way to survive. So it's not a
There's
good.
no space.
Yeah, it's not a good measuring stick. Dwelling, because you need dwelling. It's part of the necessities. You need food, dwelling, clothes. They taught you this in fucking basic economics in high school. The main things that a human being needs, and then they can start thinking about other stuff. I remember learning about.
You know
this.
what's crazy? It's not even the. Yeah, you're right. The pyramid.
Yeah, you remember this shit.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Fuck, it's not even the landlords responsible for this rent increase because they have mortgages too.
No, it goes all the way to the top.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
don't forget they have an investment to protect. Like
Yeah.
you
There you
said,
go,
like if
100%,
his mortgage
100%.
if his mortgage went up, he's not a dumb idiot to fucking pay the difference. So obviously he's gonna increase the
Like
rent.
if my mortgage is $5,000 a month,
That's what we did.
I
unfortunately.
gotta rent out the units
To make that money
accordingly
back.
to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
that money, or at least to break even.
But here's the government caused all this. They overspending, just printing money, and then they blame everyone else. They start blaming Loblaws. There goes Loblaws. Prices are going up. They blame landlords. Landlords, your stuff is too high. They try to just deflect.
How ridiculous
'cause-
was Jagmeet Singh? Fucking hard-headed.
Dude, he's one of the people that
War on-
voted. Do you remember this? To print more money. Dude, I'm not even an economist. I was like, everything's gonna get more expensive. This is a
No,
bad
but I
idea.
understand
He
why-
voted for prices to go up, and then he blamed the stores for prices going up.
The guy went to war with all these big CEOs of Loblaws, and why are you getting paid millions of dollars as a CEO? Because it's fucking corporate. That's what I'm the CEO of one of the biggest fucking food chains in the world. I'll take whatever I want. What's it to you, fuck?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but what is
Prices
it to
didn't
you?
go up because
And
they
then-
were getting bonuses.
Like, what do you
Prices
think?
went
You
up because
think
everything costs more.
You think I want to fucking sell eggs at $15? You think that's profitable? You think that
Bro.
makes sense? No, but if the farms have raised their money because oil has gone up and he gets now the eggs at triple the cost, he's not gonna fucking lose money.
Bro, synthetic oil change before the pandemic, $65. At the beginning, it went up to. I slowly saw it going up.
70s,
I
80s.
paid $85 for a synthetic oil change, and he goes, "You're lucky. You paid right before a $5 increase. It's gonna go up to $90, almost double in price for
3 years.
In 3 years, that's insane inflation if you think about it. Usually 2% is like, oh my god.
And these are all costs that you never hear the government talk about. In order to live, they're like, yeah, we're going to give you an extra bonus for this. Dude, in order for a human being to live properly, there's so many expenses. You have your rent, food, electricity, clothes, shoes, an emergency. You need to change your oil, your brakes, someone crashed. There's so much shit that goes into living in society today.
No one has that safety net anymore.
No one has
There's
that
such
safety
thing.
net.
There's no such thing.
And they don't
Paycheck
talk
to
about this.
paycheck, worried about whether or not they're gonna make ends meet the following week.
No, it's that's why I'm saying the only reason is if I get big enough, I'll think about getting into politics because of shit like this. They deflect, and I don't care about the theater. Leave theater to us. Leave theater to the entertainers.
But
Fucking take care of business, you idiots.
The other thing that frustrated me last week was specifically the housing issue. Is that, the Legault government came out with a budget. We're not going to go through the budget. It's fucking boring crap. But he announced almost nothing, actually zero, on social housing. So you have the mayor of Montreal.
But I don't think social housing is gonna fit.
No, but listen to
anyway,
this.
sorry.
It helps. It helps, especially if you don't have money. The fact that you can have a place to go live there. I've seen the benefits it could bring to a family.
As long as you keep people staying off the
You know what I
street.
mean? The problem is that you need to have these available. So you have the mayor of Montreal that gets pissed now at the government. Where's our money? We've promised in our platform to have, I don't know how many thousands of social housing units made available, and we can't do it now because we don't have the money. That's not the fucking problem, retard. The problem is that even if you had the fucking money, no, I'm sorry, but the problem. Yes, I agree. I agree that Legault should have made money available. But even if you had this money given to you, say, okay, Madame Plante, here you go. I'm giving you fucking, I don't know, $150 billion for your social housing projects. Montreal isn't equipped to actually make these things happen. You know how complicated it is to get permits? You know how complicated, like fucking going through the red tape at the city of Montreal to develop property.
and there's
We
red
mentioned a
tape
couple weeks
already.
ago. Remember a couple weeks ago when we mentioned, the old blue bonnets, where the city of Montreal had this huge project. They made it was open bids to have developers bid for that whole piece of land so they can.
Where? Sorry.
At the blue bonnets, they carry, dude.
Right there where they're building
the old
now.
hypodrome.
They used to do horse racing there.
Yeah, no.
Many Greek old men.
Lost their fucking life.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's been years now that the city has been promoting this. They open bid now to get developers. You know how many bids?
Zero.
Zero.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because
Well,
it's
what's
not
the point?
fucking worth it.
Yeah, what's
when
the
you're
point?
imposing all these regulations from the city, you need to have this percentage
They're
of
gonna end up
social
losing
housing
money.
unit. The guy's not gonna fucking waste his money and his energy in a project that's gonna bring back less than what he's
Oh,
expecting.
for social housing?
You-
Yeah,
no,
shit.
you know what I mean?
No
You
bids.
have-
So at the
peop-
same time, so just to go back to my point, even if you throw money to the cities and say, look, build social housing units, the cities, unfortunately, in my opinion, and from what we've seen and from what we've read, they don't have the capacity to make this thing start like right away. We got
Because
the money, let's go. We got the green light. They don't have it.
You have people who have zero business savvy, never created anything, in charge, like the mayor, who was all about bikes. That's all she cared about. Has zero business savvy, doesn't understand how any of this shit works. Just goes, it should be done. That's why you need someone to go in and be like, veto, no, veto. Yeah, I'm the mayor. Veto, no, we're doing this. Veto. We can't go through 3 years of delay because you guys want to justify your job. We need this done. People need to live. But no one has the balls, including her. She has the balls to yell, they're going to give you money. But even if they give you money, bitch, what are you going to do? You're not doing anything about the red tape. You're the fucking mayor.
It's deflecting. One of the first things she said when the fire, after the fire, and they realized that people had died inside, one of the first things she said, she blamed the government of Quebec for not imposing the regulations on Airbnb because they found out that it
That
was
is
rented
one
by
of the
Airbnb.
dumbest arguments. I would get her out of office just for
Like,
that.
what are you doing? What are you, like, how,
insane.
what
You're
what
too
you said.
stupid
It's
to
what
run.
you said.
Too stupid to function
What
as
does
a
it
mayor.
matter? How about you fucking open the books and tell us when was the last time you inspected this building?
Yeah.
What did you do with the owner? Automatically, fucking, they went into the history of the owner. He had back taxes. He had this. Who gives a shit? Fuck. Well, why
Yeah, what
are
does that
you
have to do
looking
with
at
this?
this guy's personal file? You should
I
be
blame
looking
the
at.
Airbnb and also Bell 5 Internet. These people, they rent using their internet. Bell, very responsible for the fire. Like, it's so retarded. Just say that you fucked up.
The fiber cables, they
Yeah.
connected.
The fiber cable is also to blame. If there was no internet, no Airbnb. So stupid.
Yeah. So
It's
this
insane.
look, the housing issue is a very complex one. Obviously, we there needs to be some sort of solution because there's a lot of people that now, especially more than ever, depend on these units, right? And when the only solution the city has come up with was that if you're going to be developing, well, 30% has to be social housing. So they're piggybacking on the projects, the existing private projects, to impose social housing units. So the guy that wants to do like a really high-end development project downtown is probably not going to want social housing units in his building. Maybe whatever.
But stuff are starting to come down. Like I was on Centris yesterday, and sometimes I look at different stuff. Like I was looking at commercial for rent in general, like throughout the city, and some places where it's not that busy, like a bit outside of downtown, a bit north, like like this one guy, I think it was like for 20,000 or for 15,000 square feet, $1 per square foot per year, the rent. So that's not bad. Like they're coming down because like he can't rent it, so he's like, here, $1. You know what I mean? But
I don't know how to count that. My feet are more of a like rectangle shape.
no, like let's say you have 15,000 square feet to rent,
It's 15,000 a month.
15,000 a year.
A year in
A
rent?
year.
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
For
Yeah,
a commercial
peanuts.
building.
Yep, and it's a big space.
Are you sure it's
yeah.
annual or monthly, dude?
Annual? It says per square foot per year.
Yeah, that's how they go. But you know why? The money they have to put though in there, because normally when they charge that much, $1, it's empty. So
It is empty. That's the only thing.
you have to put up walls. You have to. It's a big investment for you.
Okay.
So for them, they're not losing it. It's just a floor
It's
they're giving you.
Still, it comes out to a little over $1,000 a month, which is nothing.
Yeah, but normally it's not one unit. It's a lot, and they're high.
It's
volume.
It's like 15,000 square feet, so it's all open, high ceiling. So you got to build everything.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
Still.
they can't charge much for that because there's nothing in it.
No,
Yeah, it's just strange.
Yeah.
I thought it was closer to $3 a square foot for a commercial, but whatever.
not even.
They're struggling. Fuck, they've dropped everything
But
down.
then some places are insane for like fucking 500 square feet. $60 per
Well, here
square
it was kind of. I think it was $15. How much? $12. I think we got it for square foot.
15, I think.
Yeah,
That's
it
not
was
bad though.
for the area, but it's still expensive, bro. I
It
got to
still
come
is
with that money every month.
expensive,
Yeah.
Changing topic, and this is something that I had no idea. Quebec was the only province in Quebec that never had any minimum requirement.
But Quebec is the only province in Quebec, general, like in. Full stop.
Did I say in Quebec? The only province in Canada that had no minimum requirement for work. So, and I didn't know
What does that mean?
That you could be fucking 10 years old and be working. And
In Quebec?
Yeah, and it was.
What? I thought there was
had
a
no
law.
idea. No.
Hold on
So-
a second. When I was young, I was working from 12, and everyone's like, technically, even though you have your social insurance number, you're not allowed to be working. So my entire life,
Canada.
I started working at 12.
I was 13 when I started working.
Yeah, and they told me that it was like illegal. That I always wonder. I go, then how are you legally paying me? I always wonder that. I go, doesn't the government see
Yeah,
like this kid's
exactly.
working?
I think
so
it-
that makes sense now. Why they let me
So-
work?
I think
now
it's
they're
because
passing
it's
a
in
bill.
Canada, it's illegal. But
I don't know.
in Quebec,
See, I didn't know that either. And see, now, if I'm not mistaken, when my kids were born and we did all their paperwork for their birth certificates and everything, you apply also for a social insurance number. So they get their social insurance number right away. Back in our day, you couldn't get that until you turned 13 or 12. I can't remember. I remember I went
Really?
down to I can't remember where on Jean Talon, and I applied. They gave me my social insurance number. And as soon as you get your social insurance number, you can work. That's why I thought you needed to be minimum 13 or whatever
Yeah.
years old.
I thought it was
'Cause
15. But I've been working since 12.
No,
thought it
because
was
I got
15,
I
yeah.
got my I remember getting my social insurance number when I was 13 years old.
I got it when I was 12 because I started working at 12.
Okay, so maybe it was before that. So anyways, so that in my mind it was that. That was
And
the
my name
minimum
is
requirement.
misspelled for years still on my social insurance number.
That's funny.
My name is misspelled on my social
That's
insurance.
funny.
My card is melting. I don't know how to get it new. I'm
I
trying
lost
to
my card.
protect it. It's fucking yellow.
I know the number in my head anyway.
Yeah,
I
me
haven't
too.
seen the physical card in years. It could
can't-
be
I don't know.
some Pakistani could pretend to be me right now.
So anyway, so Quebec is passing a law to set a minimum age requirement at 14. So you cannot work if you're under 14 years old in Quebec. And there are certain exceptions that I'm going to go through. But even if you're 14, you can't.
What if you
work-
have an OnlyFans?
No. You know, look. Exception, les pratiques artistiques comme YouTuber qui génèrent des revenus en ligne.
Told ya.
So if you're online and if
I
you're
told ya.
if you're an online creator, you can be under 14, no problem. Now I don't know if if OnlyFans falls under there, but so yeah. So even if you're 14 though and you're allowed to work, there's a they're going to impose criteria on the number of hours that you should be working. They want to prioritize kids being in school and doing extracurricular activities.
To get indoctrinated by the state.
But yeah, I find it amazing because I didn't know that there was no minimum age requirement in Quebec.
What about for banging?
That way, hold on.
No, for real, for real. Is Quebec?
I
Is
think
Quebec?
I think it's 16.
No, Quebec was always younger than everyone else. I
Consenting
remember.
age?
Yeah.
Wait, for having
But
sex?
it's in the criminal code, so it's all of Canada.
Okay, what is it?
I think it's 16.
Is it?
I think it's 16.
Because that's not as crazy. I thought it was lower.
I do remember at some point 14 being somewhere there.
Yeah, because I do remember there was something, and I was like, "This is
maybe
weird."
you can check it out there. See if you can find like.
I
like
think it
a-
was 16 because even
the
a lot of
consenting
dudes
age-
from my high school, they would.
Because I remember when
there's
I was
something. There's a little bell that.
Yeah, there
there's
was something.
that's-
I remember when I was in high school. I remember this was a debate, and I remember thinking like, "That's fucked up." But you can't have adults banging kids. Like it was very. It was.
'cause I
It
think
was very
Har-
weird.
There's something about Harper and changing
16 and older are considered to be legally able to give their informed consent,
In
except
Quebec?
under certain circumstances. A 16 or 17-year-old cannot consent to sexual activity if the partner is in a position of trust or authority over the person, teacher, employer.
Wait, you're
coach,
looking at
etc.
Canada, right?
Quebec.
Okay. Oh, same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So if they're not authority figures,
Even if they consent, you shouldn't do it. Obviously. Okay.
Yeah. It's illegal. When someone is 16 years old, they are able to consent to sexual activity with a person who is 14 or older. What?
That's what
The only
fuck
exception
Yeah,
would be the person is in a position of power, trust,
so that means if you're 16 or older, you could bang 14 or older. But wouldn't that mean that a 30-year-old could bang a 14-year-old?
So yeah, a 16-year-old can bang like a 30-year-old.
You see,
No,
that's
but
that's fucking.
no, but he's asking about the inverse.
Because you said 16 or older can bang 14 or older, but 16 or older doesn't end. So it could be
Yeah, that was weird.
So like a 50-year-old can have consenting sex with a 14-year-old.
When
a
someone is 16,
50-year-old shouldn't even be banging an 18-year-old. Technically, it's like just wait. Like go to
No,
people that are older.
This is serious question. Like a 50-year-old that isn't in a power of authority or a boss or any, that kind of figure.
and has the approval of the parents. Let's say they're weirdos.
oh, that's fucking
Wait,
weird.
it's a
though.
parental.
I don't know. I think they
Consent.
just if they can consent.
There's
if
no
they can
way that
consent.
fucking that makes sense. Parental consent.
Yeah,
my
could you
kid could
imagine
have
asking your
sex.
mom?
It's like,
Could
what
you
the fuck
imagine
are you
asking, "Hey, mom, I want to bang the
I want
neighbor."
to bang this old dude.
Sure, no problem. Here, sign the document, please. Yeah, because I remember 14 somewhere, but and I kind of remember Harper changing something to 16, but I can't remember what the thing was.
That's what conservatives are very good for.
So
though,
when
to
someone
protect
is-
kids from getting banged.
Yeah. When someone is 16 years old, they are able to consent to sexual activity with a person who is 14 or older.
But 14 or older could be.
Wait. Only if you're 16.
Yeah.
If
But
you're
what about
older,
the 14-year-old that you're banging?
yeah, but she's only banging a 16-year-old. So it means that if you're older than 16, you can't do it with a 14-year-old.
Why are you asking it that way? You sounded disappointed.
No, because we're trying to answer the question because the way that he said it was as if a 40-year-old can have consenting sex with a
With a
14-year-old.
14-year-old. There's some, I guarantee you, if a good lawyer, they're going to find some fucking loophole.
Yeah, this is weird.
Unless
Your Honor,
who-
my client
No,
is
unless
over 14.
Unless the
is too
14-year-old, a consenting 14-year-old could have sex with
Okay.
anyone over 14, but not over
A
16.
consenting 40. Bro, they're playing Fortnite. They can't consent to shit. They're idiots.
So a 14-year-old can have consenting sex with anyone above 14, but below 16. Maybe that's what it is.
Can we go back as society, especially in Quebec?
okay, so I have the
There's so many hot adults.
yeah.
This is the capital of fucking sex work. You have options. Don't bang kids.
Yeah, but that pussy fresh out the oven, bro.
That's disgusting, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's not even funny, bro. That was weird.
I'm sorry.
It's weird that was at the tip of your tongue.
I was like, because I was thinking of Subway.
That's the first thing that came out of his mouth.
I was thinking of buns from the Subway.
Just see the
that's
stuff
what-
that goes into his mouth. It's even weird.
So I have an answer. The age of sexual consent in Canada is 16, except where the other person is in a position of trust or authority.
We know that, okay.
In which case, it's 18.
In 18, okay.
Okay.
But the question is not. The question is with a 14, because you mentioned consenting age is 14
Bro,
with
I
a
don't know. I just
16-year-old.
know everyone can bang everyone.
I think it's written complicated for like what happened with those people at the Supreme Court and at the Human Rights Tribunal, like when Mike was there. You remember they were like child molesters, and they were trying to. Do you remember that? Two of them, and they were basically trying to get away with like, well, no, I paid them. The parents were okay with the 4-year-old that I banged. Like it's just they're trying
Maybe
to
it's
get wordy.
that. Maybe it's that. It's the window between 14 and 16. If you're older than 14 but lower than 16 and you're consenting, you can probably have sexual relations.
With who?
A 14-year-old with anyone below the age of 16, but not over 16.
It's all weird. Look, I don't want to know what 16-year-olds are
don't
doing.
know,
That's their
man.
business. I just don't think adults should be trying to find a loophole to bang 16 or 14-year-olds.
I don't think it's
Especially
normal for 14-year-olds.
there's no like you're not living in some mountain region where there's 3 people and you gotta marry young, bro. There's hot chicks everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't need to bang 14.
Yeah, there's no excuse in Montreal.
there's no Montreal, bro. It's everyone's.
Dude, you're a phone call away from banging a top broad.
That's what I'm saying. There's literally
Like,
there's no
you don't
reason
understand.
to be like I'm
It's
going to hang
so
out at the high
easy.
school. It doesn't make any sense.
And all you need is 1 week of part-time work. Like,
This guy knows.
dude,
He has it down. He has it
You
down to a
understand?
science.
We
bro.
might have to. I might have to do some kind of a video tutorial on the channel with him explaining this. He's gonna save lives for real.
and some of them look that young too. So if you're into that, it's
Yeah,
legal.
don't be into that. Don't be into that. That's another thing.
I'm just saying, if we could,
Did you guys see the story of that woman in Louisville? Where's Louisville? Is that in the West?
I don't think we say Louisville. I think we say Louisville. No,
Louisville.
in English.
Sorry, in English,
Louisville or
Louisville.
Find out where Louisville is. I think it's in the west of Montreal. But
What you do?
Yeah, an
In
SQ.
Kentucky.
No, there.
No, they're
here in
Balaka.
Quebec. Where the fuck is it? I think it's in the east of west of Montreal. I can't remember. Anyways, it was or maybe not. I could be wrong. SQ agent. They got called into this this house where there was apparently a lot of yelling and violence.
Oh,
and
this
shit
is in
like that.
between Trois-Rivières and Montreal. It's
Oh,
about
fuck, completely off. Completely
Well,
off.
completely
it's
off.
about an hour 15 away.
Okay.
Okay, what happened?
So they
It's Louisville.
Louisville.
Basically, it's a parking ladies' town.
So they get
Let him
called
talk
in.
because it's never
I'm
gonna
sorry.
happen.
I'm sorry.
They get called in. They go. They arrest the guy, and as she's reading
For what?
there was some violent incidents. I'm not sure exactly what the.
So the cops
thing
went in to
is.
arrest the man. Okay.
So they went there, and as she's reading his rights, the guy pulls out a knife, and I don't know how they hadn't cuffed him. I don't know. Maybe they didn't think he was he presented any danger. He fucking stabs the police officer.
In the neck.
I don't know where, but she fell from the balcony from the second
shit.
floor all the way down to the ground. She died, and obviously the cops shot the other guy.
And we need less lady cops.
God damn,
But very sad, man.
Yeah.
Very sad, and especially when you know that this guy had a previous file, and I don't know why they let him go. So these things.
How are you reading his Miranda rights without him being handcuffed
That's
already?
the story that I had. That's the question that I had. So I don't know, unless they thought that there was no danger. They're like, listen, we're gonna take you in. Are you okay? Calm down. Blah blah blah.
No, it never works that way, dude. Cops don't negotiate like that.
I know.
How
but,
white was this guy?
Sorry. How white was he?
Hold on, let me
the
pull
guy
the
was-
story up.
He
I'm
poses
curious.
no threat.
The guy was 35 years old. He had a file, and you know the questions now that come up with after any of these similar situations is like, why was the guy released? You know, why? If you know that this guy had a file of aggression and he had this this baggage, why would you fucking release someone like that? And at the same time, even if he is released, when the cops go in, aren't they trained to know where they're going into, who lives in this apartment? Is there any?
Was she alone?
No, she was with her partner.
Her partner's garbage.
You know, it's sad though.
How do you let
fuck,
that happen? You're the SQ. Aren't they the elite?
I don't know if they're the elite, but it's kind of like the provincial RCMP kind of.
What if this woman had kids and shit, bro? They just like
42
Oh, the
years
guy,
old,
the guy
right?
was he was drugged up.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
That's not an
consommation
excuse.
de drogue. No. But I'm just saying, like, maybe he had the strength. Maybe she didn't close one of the cuffs properly.
impossible,
And if
dude.
if someone would be cracked people, bro, you don't
I don't think retard strength could break through handcuffs.
No. Like they could break their own wrist and get it through. Like
Nah, if he broke his own wrist, he can't stab her. He wasn't. It doesn't sound like he was
yeah, you're
cuffed.
right. Oh, but if he breaks the left one, but then uses his right,
There's
to pull
bro,
out a
it's
knife.
not a horror movie. That's not what happened.
I'm just saying.
Live in reality.
I'm giving ideas.
Yeah. No, but it's not possible. It's
Yeah,
not.
you're
That's
right,
not,
you're
not
right.
reality.
What about that footage that came out in Nashville of those cops storming into the school, shooting that stupid psycho fucking girl that went and shot how many kids? 3?
Was it a trans? Was it a guy turned to a girl or girl turned to a guy? What was it?
I didn't hear that. I just heard that it was a girl. It was a girl
I-
that
but
had
I'm
a
asking-
troubled past and that for some reason had 9 weapons registered to her name.
Yeah, but because I remember seeing online
We
that it
will
was
never understand that as Canadians.
trans. So I'm wondering,
Oh,
was it
is
a
that what
guy
it
that
was?
turned into a girl
Oh.
or is it a girl that turned to a guy?
Does it really matter though?
Yeah, it matters. I want to know all the details.
But what does that change?
It changes a
It
lot.
changes a lot, bro. Because if it's a woman that turned into a guy, then it would technically be the first lady mass shooting that I remember. But if it was a guy who transitioned to a
okay.
girl, it shows that even when they transition to a girl, guys, we're fucking crazy, bro.
I didn't read anything.
We're fucking insane.
I didn't read anything about her having gone through any transition. So
I think it's a
Oh,
man.
wait. Guy to girl.
Yeah.
Men still have it.
guy
we keep
to girl.
fucking
So
shooting everyone.
it's not the first. Well, technically, yeah. Depending on
It's
if
not the first
transition.
woman. That's
well,
what
if
I'm
that
saying.
transition is complete, then I guess
No,
it was
but
the first
I'm
woman.
saying is like because it doesn't seem like a lady crime. Like women, the way they react, they're more like protective. She would kill herself, let's say if she was that, but they don't normally take out strangers. I've
Right.
never seen it before.
Yeah.
Just look it up. So that's why I thought if it is trans, it would have to be a guy that turned to a girl because it seems like a guy thing, like that they're assholes.
It was still
because I
fucking-
saw the messages to the friend. I'm gonna kill myself. You're gonna find out. It's all gonna make sense or whatever. It's like, but I'm not saying like don't kill yourself first of all. But if you're gonna kill yourself, just kill yourself.
Yeah,
Why
do you have to put
9-year-olds?
other people's lives in fucking misery for the like? Imagine
Yeah.
those kids' parents, their relatives, their friends. It's
They
like
did nothing. You don't know these kids. You don't have no beef with these kids.
I don't
You
understand.
guys want to see the
man.
body cam footage?
Nope.
The cops, yeah, it's fucking chilling, dude.
All right.
Like these cops, dude, just storming in. Like I was watching it, and it was fucking. I'd be.
Are we
shitting,
offline, Poseidon?
I'd be
No.
shitting my fucking pants.
Everything is working fine.
Look.
Oh, that's weird.
No.
Oh fuck! I pressed the wrong button. Shit. Sorry about that. That's funny. No. I instead of
Fucking
pressing
Poseidon, man.
instead of pressing the double cam, I pressed the button right next to it by mistake.
Are we on? Are we live?
Hold on, let me check now. Yeah, we're
now
good.
looks
We're
like
good. We're back. That's funny. Okay, hold on.
Not really.
It's very funny. Okay.
One more! Let's go!
Unlike the Uvalde cops, these guys
Yeah,
weren't
these
scared.
guys had fucking balls.
Police!
God damn.
I can't believe what these kids are going through, bro. Listen to this.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, one guy has a shotgun. That's insane, bro.
Yeah, close quarters.
It's fucking crazy, dude. Can you imagine that being your job? You walk into a fucking school.
With gun, and now you're scared because you don't want to accidentally shoot a kid.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, bro! That's a lot of stress, bro. Because you can't miss.
You know, people are very quick to judge police officers, but you see something like this and you gotta give them fucking props, bro.
These guys that walked in like this are heroes because I still remember the Uvalde ones that were pussies.
Yeah. These guys are elite fucking guys, trained well. Look at them, like structured, like.
Just move right. Cover left. Cover left. Take this with me. Take this. No, that's locked. Take this door. Take this door. Take it.
This is so suspenseful.
It's
Bro,
fucked
I'm
up
fucking,
shit, bro.
I'm like very nervous. I'm anxious right now. I didn't see the body cam footage.
Oh man, yeah, I saw that yesterday, and I was like, "Geez, these guys, man, you gotta give them props."
Sounds like it's upstairs.
Sounds like it's upstairs.
Oh no, bro.
Yeah, these guys are moving fast.
Yeah, he's moving fast too. They're not lazy. These are heroes.
Shots fired.
Yo, they heard shots. Fuck.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. He probably just
Killed kids.
It's right there.
Oh, what the fuck is this square?
Well, they stopped it. Obviously, not gonna show it.
Oh, that's the part I wanted to see. Jesus Christ. Bro, people have their kids. Oh my god.
God damn, bro.
How's that? End the fucking show. Fucking.
That's heavy, bro. I'm sorry.
No, but it's just to make you realize that cops are not all fucking bad, right? And
No, of course not.
You know what I mean?
If only the cops in Texas did the same thing and rushed in like that, because they probably did. It's very sad what happened, but they probably did save some more lives.
The cops in Texas?
No,
the cops didn't save anyone.
No, the
These
cops
guys saved a lot of lives,
These
yeah.
guys, yeah. Because had they done what the cops in Texas did, then
Continue the news with him. I gotta jump off.
No, we're gonna end it. End it.
No,
End
hold
the
on.
show.
Let him take his call. We'll continue the conversation fast. Because the cops in Texas, more people died because of it.
They were waiting outside, waiting for
Yeah.
fucking God knows what.
Had these guys not acted the way they acted, he probably would have killed more than 6. It sucks for whoever died, but they really respond fast. But I'm also thinking, bro, imagine being a kid, because when you're a kid, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Imagine being 8 years old. Like, I remember when I was 8 years old, bro, I was afraid of everything.
First of all, let's go back a second. When you were 8, 9 years old, when you're in elementary school, no one ever told you that, okay, we're gonna do a training today on how to address situations.
No, us we just had earthquakes and fires.
and fires. Yeah, it was
That's
drills.
it.
Okay, everybody
Yeah.
out. You leave everything.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know what I mean? Now these kids do drills on active shooter. Like, it's fucked up, man.
But not
Think
just
about
the
it.
drill. Bro, already the drill is fucking scary. Bro, imagine being a kid and you hear this. Could you imagine poor kids, bro, the terror they must feel? Like, they don't know. Bro.
No, but even before that, imagine. And I mean, I don't know. My daughter hasn't done anything like that. I'm not sure what her school is doing, but I hope to God it never has to happen. But imagine being in a class. I know that because my sister teaches, and they train them on how to address situations like this, right? So they I don't know exactly what kind of drills they go through.
No.
But it must be chilling, explaining to an 8, 9, 10-year-old kid that, okay, they were going to do a drill because, sometimes active gunmen walk in and, so we need to make sure that we know how to lock the doors, move the tables to the door, and then go hide. Like, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Nobody wants to fucking do that, man. Honestly, being a parent has put so many things into perspective.
100%. But even without being a parent,
mostly fear, but
even without, because imagine like you're at work, bro, and you drop your kids, you're completely powerless to what happens.
well, look at what happened in Laval at the daycare.
Yeah.
A regular day, just like any other. You drop off your kid, you go off to your business, and you find out some fucking psychopath has ran into the fucking daycare. How crazy is that? Which, by the way, just as a follow up to that story, that guy, they're still he obviously he's been charged, but they're still evaluating him on to evaluate his psychological state.
No.
See, this is what upsets me because today more than ever before, you have people getting. I don't know if they get it, if they get a better time or better judgment because of their psychological evaluation. But still, they're not in a fucking prison. They're probably in a psych ward somewhere. But I mean, I'm assuming that it's much better conditions than if you're in prison, where for sure you're getting fucking raped.
You know what's crazy, bro? Imagine the cops too. These cops were good cops. They ran in, but imagine hearing the gunshots coming from the active shooter.
You're a cop and you're hearing gunshots.
And you're trying to find them.
Dude, your heart rate is fucking
Your
through
heart
the
rate
roof.
through the roof because you're also probably thinking like, oh my God, he's probably killing people.
Yeah.
Like that feeling. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane. That's
Yeah.
insane.
But also, how do you get to the shooter and not tell yourself like these guys fucking shot the girl right away? But
You mean the man?
or man, whatever.
It's a man.
Yeah. So to have the presence of mind, like I'm assuming that as soon as you see this guy, you're opening fire, right? Because he's
100%.
holding a weapon. You're not
100%.
even trying to tell yourself, okay, drop the weapon, get down. Like you're not even going through that, right? But I'm almost sure that they're trained to do that.
100%. 100%.
How do you keep a presence of mind to get to the shooter and try, quote unquote, try to talk to that person and say, okay, drop your weapon, get down.
No. There's no drop. I think they're trained to, as soon as there is a, they have to say drop your weapon, I think by law. But I think as soon as they feel like they're, or anyone is in danger, if that person has a gun, they're trained to shoot.
You're done.
To kill.
Yeah.
Not shoot to, it's not like here in Canada where they shoot to disarm.
No, that's not true. In Canada,
That's
they shoot.
very true. That's very true. Yes.
I know police officers do. They're trained to shoot the biggest body mass. So it's in your upper body.
Really?
So they don't shoot on your knees, bro. They're gonna fucking miss.
No, they're trained to shoot the body mass.
You're done, bro. If you shoot the body, you're hitting a vital organ, guaranteed, right? There's they don't fuck around. If the gun goes off here, at least maybe that's the difference between here and in the U.S. Maybe here they get more training on how to avoid using the gun.
Avoid hitting vital organs.
No, that's impossible, dude. You can't. You can't be that fucking elite of a shooter.
Yeah,
if you shoot, you shoot to kill, no matter what. But I think here maybe they're trained to avoid that situation as much as possible from happening. So you have taser guns, they have pepper spray or whatever the fuck. They have all these other
in the States too.
alternatives.
But the thing is, in the States, a lot of people have guns. So all the police are always very nervous. Here they're nervous. Here they're nervous in case someone's carrying a gun.
Well, not more than ever too. With everything happening,
yeah, exactly. Here they're nervous,
streets.
and here what's crazy is it's most of the guns. If somebody's carrying, we have more illegal firearms in Canada than legal firearms. You know that, right?
For sure.
So on top of it, the person, if they have a firearm in Canada, they can't even announce it to the police. At least in the States, they can announce it. They can say, "I have a firearm in the car. It's in the trunk. It's this so and so."
But there too, I'm sure there's cases where they're not registered, man. It's not.
No, 100%, but not to this level, not to the level. There's more registered firearms in the U.S. than unregistered. So statistically, no, 100%. So statistically, you're
saying in the U.S. there are more registered guns than there are not registered. It's surprising.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. It would
Hold on, we'll do a quick. Hold on, let's see. Gun ownership. Number of registered guns in the U.S. Texas has the most, 1 million.
Well, yeah, because it's legal there, but it's.
But what's the total? What's the total?
Well, you don't know if they're not registered. You have no idea what the total is. So I'm guessing
the
it's
total
just an
of
estimate.
registered. Total of registered. I'm curious to know because so it's 1 million alone in Texas. Hold on, how many unregistered firearms in USA? Oh my God.
What's the number?
Hold on, bro.
It would be shocking that
this
the
is making
registered
sense.
guns are more than the unregistered ones. Like, think of all the gangsters, all these fucking crooks, all these people carrying guns in the U.S. Those definitely aren't registered.
Hold on, bro.
Especially in states where there's gun control laws.
Hold on, bro.
Dude, how complicated is it?
Because they don't give you the direct number, bro. Estimate of civilian firearms per 100 people. Okay. So estimated. Oh my God. Okay, never mind what I said.
Yeah, no
Never
shit.
mind. Okay.
What is
it's
it?
on Wikipedia. So guess how many registered firearms?
In the U.S.?
Yeah.
Let's see. There's about 350 million people in the U.S.
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say maybe, I don't know, 10%? 30 million, around there?
Keep going down.
Less?
Yeah.
10?
Down.
Less than
last
10 million.
Last guess.
4.
1.073 million.
Registered
1 million
guns.
Registered guns. 1,073,000.
There's way more
Dude,
unregistered
guess how many
guns.
unregistered?
Yeah, fucking, I don't know how many.
392,273,257. Dude!
Yeah, bro. More than the population.
Dude!
For sure,
Okay,
dude.
never mind. I
Of
take back
course.
what I said. Holy shit!
Yeah, man, I don't know why you're surprised. First of all, I don't even know why you would think there's more registered.
Because I thought
Are
it
you
was
crazy,
legal.
dude?
Well, because I thought it was legal, so I thought
No.
when you
Even if it's legal, dude, the gangsters, they're not going to fucking go.
Greece has a lot of guns too.
Greece, yeah?
1 million registered, 910,000 unregistered.
Well, I'm sure there's probably hunting rifles there. There's
Try to find Canada. Canada.
Canada has an issue with the illegal arms coming
Bitch,
in.
where's Canada? What do you mean?
That's the issue that they need to address. The illegal arms coming in.
A lot come in?
The illegal arms. I mean, you know, Justin Trudeau is passing bills on
What
controlling.
about the illegal legs?
legs?
Oh, Canada, I found it. So Canada has 2,081,000. We have more registered firearms than the US.
Yeah,
Double the registered.
yeah.
And we have 10,626,515 unregistered guns.
How do they even know though? That's
It's an estimate. It's an
yeah.
estimate because they take the sales from companies and from companies that actually sell them, and then how many were bought off of them and how many are registered, and then they subtract. They do a few equations.
But
for
if
that.
you're selling from a store,
yeah,
if you're selling, that's
don't
registered
s-
right away.
I think in Canada 100%. In the US, turns out no. I think so. What people have been saying that you can just go and buy a gun without ID, I think it's legit. It's legal.
It's fucking strange, man.
Because there's no way, because unregistered, that means there's firearms just willy-nilly. Just, you don't know who owns it. 392,273 guns. That's kind of wild.
Crazy. Anyway,
Same thing with Canada, 10 million guns. Just 10 million guns laying around. Most of them are in Quebec.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in this morning on the morning show. Please do go follow Pantelis.com. What is it? No, patreon.com/Pantelis for everything they do. All the shows, tickets online, panteliscomedy.com. I am Poseidon69 on all platforms. He has his own website now.
It's the Poseidon 69.
The Poseidon69.
And I am Poseidon.com is my
I am
website.
Poseidon.com. Phil Balabanos, if you need any videos for your businesses or if you're doing social media stuff, if you're a content creator and you need help with that stuff, hit up Phil. He's great. He's done work for all of us. The Backstage Pod and Just As That's for me. And do me a huge favor. I started a brand new podcast exclusively in French, Politiquement Parlant. It's a weekly podcast. We talk about news in Quebec and in Canada. Help us grow the community, man. Go and subscribe. It's brand new. So thank you for that. Anything else we want to plug?
Chupapi.
That's it. Thanks, guys, so much. I'm not sure about Friday, but
And don't forget to eat ass.
okay, there you go.